Support for this program is provided in part by Guido's Fresh Marketplace.
Natural Cook. I'm Anna Gershenson. We are in the middle of this very special season in the summer with the abundance of produce and wonderful products for our farmers. Please visit the farmers markets just like we do and buy beautiful produce and cook with it the way we are going to cook it today. We have devoted our episode today to cooking with corn and peaches. And also, I brought my beloved grandchildren. Please introduce yourselves. You were here last year, and they came back because I love having them on the show and have them learn from me.
I'm Eitan. I'm 10 now. I'm Gaia. I'm 8.
And they live in Ridgewood, and they come to the Berkshires to partake of our culture and attending summer camp at IS 183, as well as hanging out, visiting museums, and cooking with their Bobby that they love. And this year, they actually went to a wonderful camp called Health Barn, where they learned how to harvest and how to cook with the vegetables they harvested, and were exposed to wonderful new vegetable, sorrel, right? But we'll talk about it later. So today we are going to be making a raw corn salad. We already made the salad last year, but this time it's different, and it's actually not my recipe this time, but it came from a wonderful cookbook, 6 Seasons of Vegetables. And we also are going to be making a peach cobbler, and the peaches came from the tree of our wonderful friend, right? Who lives in Sunderland. Okay, so in order to start cooking, what we are going to do is you are going to be helping me first get the peaches off the stone, so these are peaches that are not cling-free. It's very easy to handle cling-free peach, right? Because all you do is cut around, right? And then you twist the peach, and the pit is released. But here, no matter how hard you try, all you do, you just bruise the peach, right? So what I suggest that you do is cut it in half along the equator, and then turn it around 90 degrees and cut again along the equator. And then you will be taking a knife, and I can do it holding in my hand, but I suggest you do it based on a cutting board, and just go with your knife around it and release the flesh. And once the flesh is released, then you can slice the peach. And this is what I'm going to ask you to do. You can practice at home working with a pit, but in the meantime, what you will do, and you will show your cutting skills. You have your own knives, right? This is your knife, and this is yours, Gaia. And I want you to cut it into slices that are about 1/2 inch thick, because we will be pre-cooking these peaches. And if it's easier for you to cut on this side, please do, whichever is easier, either this side or the skin side. And I'll give you more peaches so that you can practice. And then you can just put them into this bowl. Okay, so peach is a wonderful fruit, and you can make a peach crisp, or you can make a peach cobbler. Today we decided to make a peach cobbler. And the difference is that cobbler is kind of like a scone topping, so we will mix it quickly, but we are not going to be shaping it. We'll take an ice cream scoop and we'll put it on top. And what's also convenient about this is that you can actually make it in advance, and then you can pre-measure your ingredients, right? And also for cobbler, and also pre-cook your peaches together with a little bit of sugar and a little bit of butter until they are soft and the juices have caramelized. And then you can store it in the refrigerator, right? And then you can pull it out and continue cooking. Isn't that fabulous?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, it is.
Yes, so we have our peaches and we'll show what we are doing. So the first thing we do is the baking dish that we are using, we will just coat it with some butter. Right, guys?
Yep.
Paying attention?
I am.
Great. Okay. Then we are going to put the butter on the skillet, and the skillet is really hot.
Oh.
And add some sugar to it and to start melting them together. And once they are melted together and kind of combined, we are going to throw the peaches into the skillet and stir it around. And you don't want to heat the skillet too much because you don't want to burn any of that. That's why I'm lifting it so that it's off the heat. And you will be cooking it until you see that the peaches have softened and the juices, as you are cooking, the juices are going to be coming out, and then cooking and thickening and caramelizing together with the sugar that you have there and with your sugar in your peaches. And gradually you will notice that they will start changing color. See how yellow they are now? But look what is going to happen to them as they are cooked. I have pre-cooked them. So what do you see? Do you see how they're becoming kind of more translucent?
They actually look kind of like more like cinnamon. They look
stained
crispy.
glass.
They look crispy.
Actually, they are not crispy. They are softened. So you can touch, feel. Don't touch the pan. Just feel how soft they are. You don't want them falling apart.
Soft.
Right, but you want them
my gosh.
really kind of on the softer side. Okay, so I can turn it off because what we are going to do is we will take our baking pan in which we are going to bake this and transfer the peaches. You can also do it with nectarines, or you can do it with nectarine and plum combination and handle it exactly the same way. And you are placing it here in your baking dish. And then what I like doing, because look at this beautiful stuff in there, right? So I'll take a little bit of lemon juice and sprinkle it there and hold my hand so that the pits don't go in. Okay. And then I will just take and scrape it around to release all these wonderful bits, and then I'll add them to my peaches.
They look like grapefruit juice.
Looks like grapefruit juice. Yeah, like pink grapefruit, right? It's the same kind of color. Okay, wonderful.
I don't really
All
like
right.
grapefruits that much,
So-
but that looks like awesome grapefruits.
I'll tell you that we are going to be baking it on a baking sheet. Any guesses why we are going to be baking it on a baking sheet? If you cannot guess, that's fine. This is kind of like a thinking question. Okay, so if juices start overflowing, we don't want them to overflow on the bottom of your oven and start burning, right? That's why, to catch the juices, we are going to put it here. Also, we are going to now make the topping. And if we have too much of the topping, we can actually place and bake the extra topping on, like we're baking scones, on top of your baking sheet that is lined with parchment, okay? And parchment, I put here parchment, or you can put foil so that if something goes over, then it's easy to clean up, correct? Okay, so while I am preparing my ingredients here, why don't you tell me what kind of camp you went to and what you learned there?
Well, actually, our camp was Healthline USA, and there was a beautiful garden right next to the playground. And every day, usually near breakfast or after breakfast, we would go to the garden and we would pick like a lot of fruits and vegetables, and then we would combine them into our lunch. We would
That's
make our
wonderful.
own lunch.
So you got to actually to cook, and you
Yeah.
got to learn
Yes.
knife skills, and that's what
like-
you are going to demonstrate
And
today.
I was actually everyone got like a award, a coupon, and a picture of themselves of what they were most good at. And me and Eitan got the award of we were very good in the kitchen.
Okay, that's wonderful. So let's focus on this, and then we'll continue, okay? So we are using here, we can use white flour. I used white whole wheat flour so that we can use really all the nutrients that are in the grain can be in your flour. More nutrition, the better. And I'm combining it with some cornmeal. So for like 1.5 cups of flour, we use half a cup of cornmeal. And then we will add like a couple of tablespoons of sugar, and we'll add 2 teaspoons of baking soda here, and 3/4 teaspoons baking powder, 3/4 teaspoons baking soda, 3/4 teaspoons kosher salt. We'll mix it all together, see? And then what we do, we will be cutting the butter into it. And butter I pre-cut it and put it in the freezer so that it's really cold, because you know, when butter pieces are cold, then you get these nice fluffy biscuits. So what we do is, and you can also practice this. You can just with one hand, why don't you, Gaia, hold this so that Eitan can practice,
gonna
and
put
then
this
he'll
knife on
hold
the
it
other
for you.
side.
So just go really hard, and you know, oops. And this is very convenient because you really don't have to touch the butter. Some people have hot hands and they melt the butter. So we learn a good trick with Gaia that if you are working with a pie crust, what do you do to cool your hands?
Can I please let go of this?
No.
Okay. You squeeze ice in your hands,
And then,
it makes your hands cold.
right. And then you wipe your hands, right? Because
Yeah, and then you
don't
wipe your
want-
hands
right.
because you don't want wet butter. That's
Right.
just really gross.
Okay, now Eitan, now you can
Please.
hold it, and Gaia
Hold the,
can help with this.
Hold the dish.
Okay, so in the meantime, we preheated the oven to 425 degrees, and this is, so your dish will be cooking very fast. It like the time that it takes for the cobbler topping to be ready, you don't have to wait for your fruit to be soft, because usually it takes a long time. So if you have the time to wait and you want to make your cobbler in advance, then use this method by all means. And if you want to use the old method, then remember that it will take much longer, right, guys? Okay.
In fact, it
We
will.
want to have, see, I'm trying not to touch the butter, not to melt it.
Use Eitan's
So I'm
knife.
just like using the knife to release butter from the pastry blender. Okay, and your pieces will be pretty uniform, right? And kind of like a pea size. All right, and then you can make this recipe with heavy cream as a liquid, or you can use buttermilk. I'm going to do buttermilk just to have kind of like fewer calories, right? Lighter scone or cobbler. And, but I do add a little bit more butter as a result. So this is very convenient, this tool and this tool, when you don't want to touch anything. So this is your scraper, this is your fork. So I will be, first of all, we shake the buttermilk, right? Because we want it to be uniformly thick. Okay, because sometimes it settles and the thicker stuff is on the bottom. And I'm going to pour it, and Gaia, you start swirling it around. Yeah, incorporating. Do you see that it is in the middle? So make sure that you go from the middle and into,
Well,
right, and out. Okay, and we don't want to make them too moist, right? Okay, so now Eitan, you can do the same thing to practice. And you see, make sure that all the dry stuff gets incorporated with the wet stuff, and so that they are moist enough, but not too wet. Don't squeeze, just move around. Yes. Okay. move around. Let's do it together so that, and rotate the ball, okay? So that you,
That ball
so
moves
now,
too.
okay, now I'll let go and you do it by yourself. Okay, I think that's about enough. Make sure that all the dry stuff is incorporated. Okay, like this. All right, just keep this kind of stirring motion, and then
I can
you can
hold
really,
it.
yes, let go, let go. It won't, unless you use this, it really will not fall off. No matter how hard you try to shake it. I know you're trying to shake it off, right? That's what you're doing? All right, yeah.
That looks
that's
awesome.
a good idea, but you learn as you do things. And now you touch it and see how nice, first of all, everything is moist. And touch how soft it is. See?
Oh my gosh,
Yes,
that looks
you
awesome.
touch too.
I wish I could just
Okay.
like stick my hand in here and go
Right.
like that.
So what we're going to do now, we will take this ice cream scoop
I love ice cream scoops. So.
and we will scoop some of this and put it on top. See, like this.
And that
Yes,
looks like ice
yeah,
cream.
and right. Okay. Yes.
I love ice cream soups. They're like
Okay,
my
and
favorite kitchen toy.
Release.
Bleh.
Just squeeze it. Yes. And now a turn. Your turn. Everybody has to take turns. And you can put it, leave a little space in between so that the fruit shows. Don't put too much. They have to be about the same. Remember what I was telling you? When you cook, the pieces of vegetables have to be fairly uniform, right? To cook evenly. And this too. You want all of it to be cooked at the same time, right? Okay. Here. You can put here, one here. All right. Just wiggle this to release.
Wiggle,
Okay.
wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
All right. So we have more.
Can I,
Okay, now you wait, because I wanted you to try, but we really have to proceed because we don't have all the time. We're not like in my kitchen, right? We are
Your
in front
kitchen
of the
is awesome.
camera
It
and we
smells
don't have the
awesome.
time for everything that we want to do ourselves here. Okay, so now you can put the rest onto the baking sheet. Just like we said, we have some extras, right? So we'll be able to eat this. Okay, and by the way, peaches, we just have here peaches with butter and sugar, and it's delicious, and it has nice caramelly flavor, but peaches go well with lemon, so you can grate some lemon zest with cinnamon. So if you want to flavor, you can flavor it, and also even with a little bit of chopped mint, right? Okay, so what we'll do now, Eitan, can you please open the oven? But
Okay.
don't put your face there.
I know.
Okay,
That's dangerous.
go ahead.
It's
Okay,
like really,
all the way. Thank you. Okay, put it close, and we will now put this aside. We don't need this anymore. And now we will deal with corn. So we shucked the corn, right? So you'll take this bowl, and you will just shave the corn off the cob, right? So what you have to do is just like go like this and shave it off. See this kind of sewing motion. Okay, please do this. Okay, I'll clean my hands.
That's my knife.
Okay, and Gaia, you can do it too.
That's
You can take yours
Eitan, that's my knife.
and you can do it here into this.
Okay.
And take, yes,
love
you
to
take your
use-
knife. Let me clean it.
I love
And
to
I'll
use my
clean
lovely,
hands.
lovely
Yes,
blue knife.
and hold your knife, and this is where you can show your skills. First of all, hold it really tight.
Whoa.
You have to have a sharp knife and just kind of like a sewing motion, right? Kind of like a sewing motion. Good. And close to the cob, and you're shaving off the kernels. And while you're doing this, I will be chopping other vegetables that go into our salad. So the other vegetables will be some scallions, and what I did, I sliced them thinly on a bias with like a half an inch of the green part, and then you put it into ice water for 20 minutes because scallions could be a little bit spicy, kind of hard, right? Meaning like strong flavor, and we wanted them to release this and to just have milder flavor so that it pairs nicely with our sweet corn. Okay, that's okay, Gaia.
Alright.
Bless you. And then
That one all
Continue,
over the
Eka.
place.
Bless you. Continue with this. And in the meantime, I will slice the jalapenos that are also going in the salad. So the salad is really very, very simple. It's just chopped jalapenos, corn, the scallions, some mint, lime juice, salt and pepper, and olive oil. And you mix it together and your salad is ready. So we are going to take a little break, guys, so that by the time we're finished with our salad, our cobbler is also ready and we can show you how beautiful it is. See you in a minute. We are back with wonderful, delicious food and showing you how to make our corn salad. So first of all, this was baking at 425 for about 20 minutes. You would see that I left spaces for the biscuits and they actually use those spaces to spread. So you do the same, make sure when you are going to be placing them. And the fruit started bubbling and it smells divine, right?
Yeah.
They cannot wait to
Smells
taste it.
delicious.
Okay, so now back to this recipe, which
an
comes
awesome
from
taster.
Joshua McFadden. He's very, very talented, and what inspired him, and he uses all fresh produce. That's what inspires him to cook. So what inspired this is Mexican cooking, because Mexican cooking, lime and jalapenos and corn and these scallions will go in, and you already did such a beautiful job of taking it off. So I pre-sliced scallions, but the thing is that they are sitting in water. So what do you think we will do in order to get them off of that water that we cannot use in the salad? Otherwise it will dilute all other flavors.
Use those thingies that have little holes in them that are like
Well, we can strain, but look
Yeah,
what I
that.
prepared here.
Huh?
Paper towel.
Oh,
I'll take it, I'll use my hands to kind of like get it off, right, and place it here, and you can do the same, okay? Take it off and put it on the
Oh
paper
my gosh,
towel.
that's cold water.
Yes, but you can handle it. And then
my.
spread it so that the paper towel will actually absorb all this liquid. And, okay, Gaia, you have to work because our time is running. That's what we do in the kitchen, and that's why you learned your knife skills.
Good thing my nose is
So
not
that you
running.
can help your mommy do prep, because prep is what
His nose
takes
isn't
most
running
time,
either.
right? And that's what prevents people to going in the kitchen and cooking at home. Okay, dry your
That is
hands.
really cold.
Okay, all right. Now, jalapenos, what do they have inside?
Jalapeno.
Are you
they
paying
have
attention?
seeds.
Seeds. What is the hottest part of the jalapeno?
Seeds.
Absolutely. That's why we want to cut away from the seeds. So we were cutting it like this and then mincing it. And then if you want like a even smaller mince, you go like this, right? In the meantime, you are going to be chopping some toasted walnuts. So toasted walnuts go into the salad and give us all this wonderful nutrition. And look what you are going to do. You are going to go like this and go down, down, down.
Oh,
Okay?
okay.
And
I
that's
actually
when you are
wasn't
going to
expecting
chop
that,
them
but-
for me. So our corn is already pre-sliced here. We are chopping our onions. Our wonderful scallions are drained. We are adding them to our corn and adding minced jalapenos. And I'm adding just a little bit, right? Because we don't know whether we want them really spicy. We'll taste later. And mint. Mint also will go here, and we'll chop it nicely. And this mint happens to grow right outside the house where I live because I planted it there.
It's
And it's very, very fresh and flavorful and vibrant.
it's not
And
actually
of
hot.
course, it also helps you digest food, right? Mint has that wonderful property. That's why we want to include herbs into our food. Okay, nice job chopping. You can add it here.
You got.
Okay, just
Oh
put it
wow.
in.
It's on.
No, you are not done. You have to do more work.
know. I
Do you
look at
see?
it on,
We
I'm
want
like,
to
oh
have
God.
uniform pieces. If you need a Tan's knife to help you because it's longer,
I got it.
you got it? Okay, and you can just lift it and put it right there. See how convenient it is? And see, guys, we put special wet paper towels so that their boards will not be sliding. Okay, now mint. We'll also use zest of lime
Okay.
because it has all this wonderful aroma in it. All the oils, right, in the zest. And they give this wonderful, wonderful flavor to your salad. And then we will squeeze some juice. We'll add salt and black pepper. You can grind some pepper. Let's move it closer. Yeah, I know you want to help me, but you better help me with this. Just grind the pepper. And you know, black pepper, not only does it add this great flavor, but it actually heightens the absorption of all the wonderful nutrients that we have there into our body. Isn't it amazing?
Yeah, it's amazing. but
Food
I
is
need to-
amazing, right?
I
And
need
we
to
need
put
to
my
make
thing
sure
in
to
this.
eat real food. Great, Gaia. Wonderful. You
Did I
learned.
put enough pepper?
You pay attention. You can put a little
I
more,
always
and then
pay
we can
attention.
taste. Okay. So what we do, we put some
Pepper.
salt, and we use kosher salt.
I can put the kosher
Okay.
salt in.
All right.
I'm not kosher though. But
All right. We'll put a little salt, and see how I'm sprinkling? I'm lifting it, right? And then when I do it from the top, don't put too much.
Bobby taught me
Then-
this when we were
right.
making some
Exactly. Then-
pink galette.
Right.
We made that
When you
and I was
sprinkle
sprinkling
salt or sugar, then it distributes easily this way.
I like sugar
Then
better than
we mix
salt.
it. See, this is what our hands are for.
Can I try?
Yeah, try.
Yeah, let me try.
But you know what? Don't squeeze. The less you handle food, the better. Just lift it and let it fall. No
1,000
squeezing.
hands.
Okay,
just-
now we are adding olive oil. Let go. Let me pour it. Okay. Olive oil. Okay. Now mix. And we'll taste. Here, guys. Taste and you'll tell me what you think. Okay, I'll taste too.
Okay.
Here, Gaia. Here. Try it.
Thank you so much.
Okay. I think we need a little more salt.
Okay, that might not help you.
Okay. We
Well,
need
when
more
you get
lime
the salt,
juice.
then I will try.
Okay. No? Okay, that's what apron is for, right? But generally, you should use a towel or this
can-
is
you can
wet
draw
and
on the
nice
apron, 'cause
to
don't-
draw on. Okay, so you would run to the sink generally, but since we don't have a sink on the set. Yum.
Can I try?
Is it good?
I can't. I
Should
didn't
we use
try.
more jalapeno? Open your mouth. Should we use more jalapeno? Or it's good?
I think it's
Good.
perfect.
Okay. So we are going to put it nicely onto a serving
More
dish.
salt. More salt.
Okay, you can salt it a little bit. And then we'll decorate with mint. And then we'll try our
the cup.
delicious cobbler. Open your mouth. Gaia, open your mouth.
Oh my god.
So what do you think? Was it worth putting all that labor to get this food that nourishes us, tastes delicious?
Yes, yes.
Thank you for joining us and watching our show, and please come back and cook at home.
Yeah, do that.
Support for this program is provided in part by Guido's Fresh Marketplace.